everyone, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. That's because I took time on finishing this piece. This painting is by my favorite artist, my favorite figurative Italian artist, and his name is Giorgio Dante. I am not sure if I pronounced his name right, but hopefully I did, because I don't want to butcher my favorite artist's name, but yeah. Nevertheless, this painting is called Lux Vitae, which means living light or the light of life. I just did a research on this one, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's it. So while preparing this big canvas, it took me at least 7 days before I could paint. That's because it took 3 days for the gesso to dry due to the rainy weather, like one layer equivalent to 1 day in terms of drying. Plus, when I sketched, I went on full mode on the details, and I was not expecting to do that one because I have no plans, but unexpectedly I did put a lot of efforts on the details on my sketch, but in the background I decided not to do that anymore because, there's just a lot of leaves and I don't want to waste my time on painting on those when I could just directly paint it. Also, I forgot to gesso the side, so I decided that I will gesso it after I sketch. On the 8th day, I always use burnt sienna as my underpaint, and the reason why I do underpainting is because it allows me to see the value of the color, especially the skin tone, which makes everything so easy. In this clip, I always start painting the eyes because I feel like that's the most important part when I look into a painting, and I believe that the eyes are the ones that captivates or catch the attention of the audience, and that's why I always start painting with the eyes, and then I move on to the lips, to the nose, to the eyebrow, or to the forehead, any parts of the face, as long as I start with the eyes. And then I also had a hard time on the cheek because I feel like the tone is not right. I feel like it was darker than my reference photo, but I think it went well after I finish it. And also the neck and the jaw, I was also having a hard time on that one, but I'm glad that I finally did it because I was so worried that just like the cheek, the tone of the lightness or the darkness of the shadows are not right. But when I took a step back and just watched my painting, I said, okay, it is bearable. This is okay. So in short, it was so-so because it was okay, but it was not that good, if you get me. But honestly, the jaw and the neck was like the hardest part of the first day of painting. That's why I have to hope that the colors wouldn't muddy because I was so focused on that aspect, and I was about to paint on the muscles, like the abs, but then I was like, okay, I'm scared on that part, so I am going for the hair first because the hair was actually easy, the most easy. I think you all know that one. All you just have to do is know where's the black, the brown, the dark brown, and the light shadows of the hair. And after that one, I took a rest actually. I ate some spaghetti and then went on to the abs. And I thought it would be hard, but it was not. I did have some problems, like the shadows were not enough, but I decided that I'll just do it after the first layer, which is this one, will be dry. I was supposed to finish all the body, but when I started painting, I realized that it is not possible. That is why I decided to focus on the lower part and the shoulder on the 9th day, especially when the other shoulder has a different color tone or color scheme. And first I did finish the hand, and then I went on to the knees because I feel like those are the most easy on this day. And even though I took my time on that one because I want to perfect it, it was indeed time consuming, but it was not that difficult, so I have no problems on that one. But let me tell you, I was having a difficult time with that cloth because it is my first time painting a cloth that has a lot of folds in it. It was kind of challenging, but I just trust my, artistic hands on this one, and I went on, and there's a lot of things that's wrong on this part, but then again, when I step back and look at it in a full picture, I was like, okay, this is not bad again. I'm glad it worked out. The other shoulder has a different color tone or color scheme from the other one. It was like a greenish, yellowish, or brownish type of color compared to the normal skin tones we have. So that's why I decided to do this one on the 9th day. There is also a lot of shadows I missed on this shoulder, but once again, I will just come back to it later on after this one dries and just add more dimensions on it. But nevertheless, I am happy on this outcome. And look at it, the full picture, see? It's fine. But on the cloth, I feel like there's some muddy aspect on the color, so I will try to change it once I go to the retouch part. So on the 10th day, it was not that challenging, but it was confusing and time consuming because you all know it was the wings, and I was so scared of the wings, especially when I sketched it, because when I sketched the wings, it was difficult and confusing. But I'm glad that when I painted it was not that difficult, but like I said, it was confusing. The wings has a lot of details, and because of that one, the details on the feathers in the upper part was like the hardest compared to the lower part, but I'm glad that I did it. I conquered it, although it's not as good as his, like Giorgio Dante's painting, but at least I survived because, to be honest, details are always my enemy. I always end up painting them lazily as long as I get the face right, and I just don't mind the others. Like, if I get the face and the body right, I don't care about you anymore. But I'm so glad that I decided to take this one seriously compared to the others, because you all know this is my first time painting on a big canvas, and I don't want to waste it just because I feel lazy on the details. That's why I feel like it was so worth it that I took my time on that one, and I did enhance my patience when it comes to painting on details, because details is so not my thing. And one thing about painting the wings is that your ivory black and burnt umber, oh my gosh, RIP to those colors, because those colors, my colors, were like literally gone in a few seconds, because it does take a lot of ivory black and brown, even white, titanium white. It does take up a lot of those colors, but I feel like it's fine, because when you take a look on your painting and you feel satisfied on it, it was worth it. So I'm just happy on that one. I even did a little dance. It was a TikTok dance. I believe it will just show in a few seconds. Okay, there it is. I don't know if you know that dance, but I'm just happy and I dance it, you know. So this is what I finish in one day. So like I said, my ivory black and burnt umber were gone, so I ordered that one, and I'm glad that it arrived so quickly. So I was able to do the background. When I did the background, to be honest, I was feeling lazy on this part because I just want to rest. Like, it's been a while that I haven't rested, and this is my first time, you know, painting on a large canvas. And you know, it took me a lot of days working on this painting, especially on preparing the canvas and sketching. So I decided to just take it slow and do it in 2 days, because on the second day, on doing the background, I will just do the leaves, while right now I'll be doing the first layer of the background. That's what I did on that day. At least it's almost done. Then the 12th day came. Again, I was feeling lazy, but I'm also passionate in finishing this painting because it is only the leaves that are missing. And when I did the leaves, I realized that this is not right. But as usual, I stepped back and watched the painting. Suddenly I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. I was speechless because it was good. And I thought it was horrible rather. And so I was happy about it, and then I continued on working, not feeling confident of the background because there's just a lot of details, and I feel like when I painted it, it was a wrong move, if you get me. But once again, I'm glad that I conquered this step, and I never thought that the hardest part of this painting was the background. So I'm happy with the outcome, but just remember that I always step back on this part because I feel like every time I paint the leaves, it was just a wrong move. And here it comes, the final day, the retouch day. I was happy because all I did was just do the retouch. For example, the knee. My friend told me that the knee was a bit large compared to the body. You know, you have to mind your anatomy. So I have to make an adjustment, and then his abs and the part of his armpit. I need to make an adjustment on that one because, like I said, there's a lot of shadows that are missing. That's why I added some darker tones. Then the wings, I also did change a bit on the wings. I also added some darker tones, and also his left shoulder. If you look on this video, like the left shoulder, I did add a little changes on his shoulder because I feel like it's just too plain and too flat. That's why I added some shadows to add more like a dimension on it. Basically, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this almost 15 minutes video, and thank you so much for watching.